What's up guys, Alex from FIFA Scouting Tips here, and welcome to Orient Express Season 1 Episode 3. First things first, we're going to get on with some player training, and as you guys said in the comments from my last video, if you just press Y, it'll load in the previous players and their drills from last time round. So I think I'm going to do that just to quickly do this session and see if we can get some good results and some good growth for our players. So a bit average really, not amazing, got some B's which were okay, but Schuster got a D which wasn't brilliant, but it wasn't bad. There were no F's I guess, but no A's either. Here is our budget. We sold a few players this season and we look like we have a lot of money. It looks like it's almost £3 million in the transfer budget, but it's not going to be quite that much to actually spend because we've got some players whose contracts are running out, and I don't want to lose them completely. I want to try and get some money for them, and as well as that, we haven't sent our scouts out anywhere just yet. So these are the players whose contracts are expiring. I think I'm probably going to renew all of them, or at least most of them. They're all real players, but at the moment we don't have enough scouted players who have reached a high enough level to simply replace them. We kind of need a lot of these players, and like I said, I want to be able to sell them when their contracts get a bit low, or when I get rid of them, when I sort of run out of use for them, rather than just having their contracts expire and losing them for nothing. So I think I will send off some negotiations for these players and see if we can get their contracts renewed. Holy cow, just noticed this guy, he wants a big increase in his wages. He's on 4,000 at the moment and he wants it going up to 15,000, which is a big increase. He is one of our best players though. I think he's pretty much our only player who's rated 70 or above. So at this kind of level he could be very, very useful to keep. And like I said, I don't really want to lose that kind of player because he'll have a very good sell-on value at least. So let's put it up to that, and hopefully he'll accept that. And like I said, we can sell him on if we need to make some money at some other point. Okay, so we have our 3 scouts available to look for new players. I think I'm going to do a bit different to what I did before. I was just scouting the home nations before. I think I'm going to go into Europe, a bit further afield, to look for some players. Send them to some of the good nations that we know will find good players. So if we go to Germany, let's just send him here looking for any type of player. That's £121,000 down, so it's quite expensive, but I think it's got a good chance of finding good players. This guy here, I think I'm going to send him to somewhere like Spain or Italy. Let's send him to Italy. 130,000 for 6 months again. And then the last one, we'll send him to, I think this time we'll go to Spain. So I'm going to look at the sort of the top countries to send players to. So hopefully it's going to be worth it and we'll find some good players. So it's the first game of the actual Football League 2 season. I think I will play it just because it is the first game. We want to get off to a good start. I am going to start on professional difficulty because I just want to sort of scope out what the difficulty is like at this sort of level, and also as well as that, our board has set us a challenge of winning the league title, so I don't want to end up just simming a load of games and losing them and ending up mid-table. If it does end up too easy, we will up it to world class and sort of go from there, but we'll see what it's like at this sort of difficulty. I put a load of scouted players in the squad, so hopefully they can get off to a good start, and let's see how we do. We got off on the front foot after just 2 minutes, Target being played through on goal. Unfortunately, his shot was just too high. He couldn't keep it down to take advantage of the opportunity. Spark and Schuster then playing a nice one too. Spark cutting inside, and his low shot was well saved by the goalkeeper off the line. Felt like I had a good shout for a penalty there on the rebound when Target got taken down, but nothing was given by the ref and we had to move on. Target with another good chance. Goalkeeper spilled it and it could have gone anywhere. Unfortunately, they managed to get it clear, but we kept going and a piece of individual brilliance broke the deadlock. Spark beating 3 defenders and smashing the ball into the top of the net. That being his first goal for the club, a great way to break your duck for the team. And look at that acceleration. That is going to be so useful this season. A lot of defenders are not very fast at this level and it's going to cause all kinds of chaos, hopefully. Getting him a few goals and with any luck propelling us up the league table. That kind of pace is very good to have up front. That of course being his first goal in League 2, so he's off to a good start for us. He almost had a second soon after, running through on goal. Goalkeeper came out well though and smothered the shot. On the rebound we couldn't quite put it in, it just brushed wide of the post and the score stayed at 1-0. Schuster then managed to come through as well with a decent shot that was parried by the goalkeeper, and unfortunately for us, Rovers managed to get it clear. Came in at halftime and it was complete dominance. We had 12 shots with 7 of them on target, 54% of the possession. Bristol Rovers only had 1 shot and it wasn't even on target. They just were not in the game at all. They could barely even get out of their own half. It was just total dominance and we made them pay soon after in the second half. We took the ball off them. Spark playing Schuster through on goal. He let the ball run and just stroked it into the bottom corner. A really lovely sweet finish there, going for accuracy over power. and there's no way the goalkeeper was going to stop that one. So that is him off the mark as well with his first goal in League 2 to give us a bit of a cushion at 2-0, a bit of breathing space. So hopefully that's the first of many for Schuster this season as well. Bristol Rovers' first chance at the game really came soon after, and it wasn't even on target. They just were not playing well at all, and we almost made it 3. Schuster with some great play to get past the defenders, put Spark through on goal. He was through, but unfortunately he hit the post and he was offside anyway. Very close, and it wasn't to be this time round. We almost made it 3 again though. Cox shooting when I really should have played that across the box. Really kind of wasted that chance. O'Halloran doing well in the box soon after. This time I did pass it, but Schuster really fluffed his shot wide. Should have done a lot better than that. Near the end they brought their goalkeeper forward for a corner and we managed to get it clear, and they were in trouble. The ball fell to Schuster, but unfortunately he had no energy, so I just had to shoot from distance and it wasn't good enough. The ball just drifting wide of the post. Wasn't really going to go in from there, but it didn't matter. We managed to win 2-0 in our first game in the league. We finished with 17 shots and 8 on target. Bristol Rovers had 5 shots and didn't manage a single one on target. We had 51% of the possession. The second half was a little bit closer than the first, but it was still complete domination. They just were not in this game at any point whatsoever. They barely even showed up, and like in the first half, they could hardly even get out of their own half at all during the game. Schuster getting man of the match for the 8.4, just pipping Spark to the accolade. Spark got an 8.3 rating, another very good player. O'Halloran got a 7.5, he did well in defence, and Dimitriou got a 7.0 rating. Everyone else did okay, not that great, but it was really all about our strikers there. That strike force is going to be deadly this season, a really good partnership already. They both got pace and they are both very deadly in front of goal, so hopefully it's going to lead to a lot more goals. So 2-0 was a very well deserved victory against Bristol Rovers in our first game. One thing I've noticed about player training is that it gives you a good indication of whether a player is promising or not, even if you're not sure by looking in the academy, because in the academy you can have player ranges for their potential, and it could be very similar between 2 players, and you may think that both of them are quite promising. But then if you go into here, you have this little green arrow to the right of their little box just above the age of the player, and that will indicate whether or not they are a promising player. So here we have Stokes is a promising player, rated 55, Robertson rated 55 as well, but is not a promising player according to this. So this is a good way to tell whether you should get rid of players or not, like I said, even if the potential range isn't clear. So for example, this guy here might have a potential range of 72 to 78 for example. This would indicate that his potential is at the lower end of that, closer to 72. So let's have a look at which players have this symbol and which don't. So we have another one here, Donnellan, who doesn't have it, and one more here, Curran. So these are players that we could perhaps get rid of if we're running out of space in the academy, because the game doesn't reckon they're that promising. But anyway, on with player training. I'm going to do it with the same players again. These are all players who the game reckons are promising, so there's no need to worry about pointlessly training them. And this time, very mixed bag. Schuster gets a D, Spark gets an F, but Taylor gets an A for both of his drills and goes up a point. And O'Halloran gets a B, which is also pretty good. So like I said, very mixed bag there, but some decent results for Taylor. So our next game is away to Stevenage in the Capital One Cup. I'm just going to sim this one because it's not too important. I'm probably going to sim quite a lot of games this season just to get through the season quickly. And we win 3-1. Moore does get sent off, but Pritchard, Stokes and Cashcat getting the goals. It was kind of a B team in this one because, like I said, just a cup game. Right then, another game, this one against Carlisle in League 2, gonna sim this one again, like I said before, just to get through these games nice and quickly, so hopefully we can rack up some good results, and yeah we do, get a 2-1 win, Schuster getting the winning goal in the 89th minute. Right, more training, and hey, let's do these guys again. They've been doing well, getting some decent growth among them, and some of our most promising players, I think, so we want them to grow quickly. And look at that, almost all C's. Not exactly the best thing in the world, but O'Halloran does grow to 60. Taylor is not far off 63 now, and Schuster's getting close to 67, so some alright results there. Once again, not amazing, but it was decent enough. So I've been looking around in Germany for some good players. Remember, I can only bring in regens or scouted players, that kind of thing, no real players. So I found some decent ones here. This one here, I'm almost certain, is a sort of clone of Frank Ribery. He's not retired yet, but sometimes players do kind of get a clone of themselves appearing on the same team before they've retired. So this guy looks pretty decent, 87 sprint speed. He's only 16, but he's rated 64, so that's pretty decent for that age. Might see if I can learn him in, perhaps if I feel like we need him as a sort of backup in the team. But more importantly, we've got this guy here. Lucas Gunduz, I think he says his name, rated 64 as a right back, because at the moment we've only got one right back, so if we have lots of games in a row he's going to get very tired, and we can't need a successor anyway to him, so I might see how much they want for this guy. I suspect he's going to be fairly expensive, so we might just have to loan him in. So let's just send off an inquiry and see what they say about him. So as I suspected, they don't want him to leave. He has only just joined, so he is not going to go anywhere in terms of transfer, but we can loan him in. So I think I will loan him in for the season. His wages are £4,000, so we can afford that. We've got loads of money left over, so let's send off this, and hopefully they'll be more willing to let him join us on loan. Before we can get to that, we have this match against Newport in the league. Gonna sim this one again. This time we're at home, so hopefully we'll be able to get a good result. When you're away, often it goes wrong, and yes we do. We win 2-1. Terget and Kashket getting the goals for us. Okay, so Wolfsburg have accepted our offer to take Gunduz on loan, so let's accept this and go and look at him in the squad report. So here he is, decent acceleration. His sprint speed isn't amazing, but he's fairly strong for a right back, so hopefully that might counter it out. He's also got very good crossing and dribbling, actually better than his defensive stats, so he might be useful going forward. In terms of his height and his work rates as well, 6'2", very useful to have at the back. He should be winning some headers for us, and low attacking work rate and defensive work rate is medium, so I guess he's not going to get caught out of position too much, but he may not be attacking that much either. We'll have to see what he's like, but hopefully he's going to be pretty promising and pretty good in the team. So here's a quick look at how our youth academy is doing. We've got a couple of players who are 18 who might want to get promoted soon. Almost everyone, just except Ryan Horgan here, is able to be promoted. So if there's anyone you think I should promote from this lot, do let me know that, and I'll look into doing it. If you remember earlier, I said about player training, about how it can indicate whether a player is promising or not. This is one of the guys who apparently was not promising. He's got 72 to 78 potential, and so was this guy here, Donnellan, with 72 to 78 potential as well. But interesting, Ryan Horgan was promising, and his potential was only 1 point higher, 73 to 79. So it's difficult to tell sometimes just by looking in the academy at these potentials. So that's why player training is a good way to kind of work out a bit of a better idea of whether they are promising or not. And interesting as well, Michael Curran has got one of the better overalls in our academy too, but apparently that's not promising. So we'll have to see. Do you reckon I should get rid of him or keep him and try him out? Whichever, just let me know. Same with all these other players. Also, don't be fooled, if a player is 16, they still have a year left to grow. So it looks like he's a 5'7" goalkeeper, which obviously is useless, but he will grow once he gets to 17, so don't worry about that. So we got one more game here against MK Dons, but I have run out of time, so I have to do that next time. Please do keep all your feedback coming about what you want me to do with this career mode, whether you want me to train certain players, promote certain players from the academy, scout in certain areas, that kind of stuff. Do let me know that. As well as that, I've got the Scouting God contest this month. Not long left before it finishes. That closes at the end of the month, and this month it is on the highest potential FIFA 16 players. So if you found a good player with high potential, make sure you take a picture when they are in the academy so we can still see their potential. You can then send that picture to @FIFA Scouting on Twitter using the hashtag ScoutingGod, or you can submit it on facebook.com/FIFA Scouting Tips. If you want to submit it a different way, you can upload it somewhere and send a link in the comments below, or submit it on FIFAScoutingTips.com. Like I said, that ends at the end of October, so there's only a few days left to go on that one, so make sure your entry is a good one, because you had some really good entries so far. As well as that, like I said, keep all your feedback coming. Anything you want me to do other than this career mode, other sort of guides and that kind of stuff on my website and on my channel, let me know that. I'm always trying to look out for new stuff to do. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. So quick update on our youth squad. This is in October. We've only played a couple of months, and look how many players we've signed. Just going to scroll through them now, all looking fairly decent. There are some which I might get rid of, like this one here.